Hey y'all! Welcome back to another episode of LunarKitten TV. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you, and that is because we're doing something a bit different today. We're not going to be doing any spell work. Today is going to be more like of a how-to. We're going to be going over the different ways, or some different ways, to cleanse our crystals. As pagans, witches, occultists, spiritualists, whatever have you, we spend a lot of time around our crystals, and sometimes we forget that we need to clean them as we go. It's just kind of like when you cook a really good dinner and you've got this awesome meal and you get to enjoy all the benefits of that, including leftovers the next night, but then you've got a dirty kitchen and you have to clean it before you can use it again. Same principle. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and dive into some different ways that we can cleanse our crystals. Woohoo! Thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and direct you to my little space on the table here. Now, I want it to be a channel for everybody, not just, people who are already either intermediate or advanced with their craft, but also our new fledglings as well. So bear with me. If some of these seem a bit rudimentary to you, then there will be other videos, I promise. I just want to make sure that we're covering the bases for everybody. So with that being said, we're going to start with the most popular way to cleanse a stone. And can anybody guess what that is? Can you guess? I know you can't hear me, or I can't hear you, but all right. It's going to be to sage. Woohoo! I kind of have it going already. You guys know me and having sage burning through it, but I'm just going to get a little bit of a better fire going here. I like to hold my sage in my dominant hand when doing this, and holding my crystal in the other, and kind of just going around. Make sure you twist your crystals in your hand so that way you're kind of getting every crevice, every facet, and go ahead and think about clearing this energy as you do this. And this method is safe for all sorts of stones, whether it be tumbled and processed already or raw and cut. This is the difference, y'all. For those who don't know, this is a raw cut stone. It's a rose quartz, and this is a tumbled stone. This is my opalite. So you can do that, or you can, how you can break some sage up into a little bowl and light it with a lighter and kind of just pass it over. Either way, smudging is a really great method of cleansing stones. Now, for the second method, sometimes people don't have sage or literally can't stand the smell of sage, and that's totally okay. Some people just can't do it. It is an acquired smell, and it can be really strong, and it will stay. So if you can't get your hands on some sage or can't stand the smell of the sage, the next method is a great method, and it's called a salt bath. Now, salt is basically the most pure substance on earth, and by doing this, you're allowing the salt to kind of draw all of that stagnant energy or that ambient energy that the crystals pick up in our daily lives. Because sometimes, we've got our crystals in our cars, in our workspaces, at our bedside table, and they absorb energy. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some salt in my bowl. Now, you don't have to use the Himalayan pink salt. This is just a salt that I love to use. It resonates with me, and I happen to have a lot of it in my kitchen. So I definitely like to use that. But use what you've got, substitute. Woot woot for the substitute. That's what I say. If you don't got it, use something else. I'm going to go ahead and use my opalite. You really just stick it right into the middle and literally bury it. So you're going to cover it on the very top, so that way you can't see it anymore. It's completely gone. You can use any container. I just had this cute little thing on the table, so I'm just going to use this. Um, I really like to use this method when I've got some strong magic coming up. So what I'll do is once I bury it in the salt, if there's a full moon coming, I'll save that method for then and charge it also in the full moon, kind of amplifying that salt to draw anything out that's unwanted from the crystal. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here because for the next demonstration, I've got nothing. I would really love to show you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description of this video to how to cleanse your stones with using a Tibetan sound bowl. Now, as you know, these crystals, they operate basically on vibrations, and that's what the Tibetan sound bowl does. Is those sounds that you hear, those are vibrations coming from that bowl, and it would make sense, right, to cleanse a vibrational stone with vibrations. So as sad as I am to say that I don't have one and I can't show you, I will make sure and put a link in the description. I just figured it was worth mentioning in case y'all do have one on hand. You don't have to wait for me, just go for it. But again, I'll put the link in the description. The next method is going to be something with an asterisk because it works for tumbled stones, but it's not something I would recommend for your raw stones, and that is burying your crystals in the earth. It is basically the same principle as the salt bath, only this is going to be a little more intensive. You're going to bury your stones in Mama Earth for 3 days. This is one of the ultimate ways of having, the earth absorb all of that. Anything that's not inherently your stone will come out by using this method. But like I said, again, it's safe for these kinds of stones. They're tumbled and processed already. I would not recommend putting something like this, like the citrine or selenite, into the ground, especially your selenite. I would hate to hear comments from you guys saying that your stones got ruined. Please, please, please make sure you pay attention to this part and the disclaimer. Do not put your raw stones into the earth, especially selenite. I learned my lesson the hard way, and I'm hoping y'all won't have to either. Once your 3 days are up, you go ahead and unearth your stones, give them a little rinse, and then you're good. They're completely reset and ready to be charged again. And moving on to the next one, this can be a bit tricky, so you might have to MacGyver this. It would be to, run your crystals through natural water. By natural water, I'm talking about like running water, like a waterfall, rainfall, a river that's moving fast, If you are somewhere where that's not possible, like me, I'm in Florida, and we're the furthest thing away from a waterfall, then it rains. It rains everywhere, and it's a safe bet that it'll rain at least one time when you need to clean your crystals in a quick fix. You can literally just cut off the bottom of a bottle, or if you have a container that you can use, or a colander or whatever, you can use that too. But in a quick fix, you would just cut off the bottom of this, poke some holes in the bottle, and set your crystals inside. That way you can sit it out there and let the water beat on it and cleanse out your crystals and drain out from the bottom. So that's a really easy way. Like I said, you might have to MacGyver it. It's a quick, easy MacGyver, if I do say so myself, with the stuff that we normally have lying around the house. We've already got our crystals, and I'm pretty sure y'all have water bottles. If not, I'm sure there's something that you can find to do the same thing with. And last but not least, probably one of my favorites is the spring water and salt bath. It's kind of a combination of the running water and the salt bath. So I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what I mean. I'm going to put some of this salt back, though I don't need this much. try not to make a mess. I'm completely failing at this, if you can see. I hope y'all can't see me make a fool of myself here. But so much salt everywhere. Oh my goodness. Alright. I left some salt in here. You don't need much because you're going to dissolve most of it. I don't know if you can see that. It's bright enough. Right, and then I've got my spring water here. Just gonna pour this in here about halfway. Look, maybe 3/4, but it's as long as you have enough to cover your crystals, you're fine. I'm gonna go ahead and stir it up a little bit just to get that salt moving around in there and dilute some of the smaller pieces into the water. So you're really combining both of them. With my infamous serial killer spoon. Again, my sister's amazing. I love her. She knows me so well. Okay, with that done, I'm going to go ahead and you can put all of it at once, but kind of like the steam spell the other day, we're just going to put it in one by one with the intention of cleaning out our crystals. Now you can do as many as you want as long as it fits and as long as the water covers the top of your crystals. Trying not to get too close to the computer with this because it's so full of water. I'm so clumsy. The last thing I need is that. Alright, so I'm going to put this down now. Again, here's an asterisk for this part as well. You can't, the clear quartzes, any quartz really is a sturdy stone and can handle a little bit of this, but I wouldn't recommend leaving it overnight, whereas you can do that with your tumbled stones. And I like to do that, like to leave them overnight soaking in that salt water, basically, that you've just created here. And that's basically it, y'all. I mean, the next day you could just, I would pour it out if you've got a little garden. I would pour it out into your garden. If not, just pour it outside. Don't pour it down the drain. If you must, then go for it. But if you have the opportunity to pour out the water outside back into the earth, I would recommend doing that. I hope y'all have enjoyed these various methods of cleansing today. If you do a different kind of method and you didn't see it on the list here today, please drop it in the link in a comment below. I'd love to hear from you guys and your different methods. Remember, the whole point of this is to learn and grow with each other, so I would love to hear back from you. Yeah, I think that's about it for today, y'all. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know below. Or if you just want to talk about cleansing crystals, I'm here for it. All right, y'all, I'm going to head out now. Don't forget to click subscribe and like below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.